Hi everyone. Boy, one time I wish I could get on this show and do something look halfway professional, but I guess that's just not going to happen. Hey, I'm going to show you a neat little trick today using 3 of the Dollar Tree little plastic or metal, I guess, plates and a stick from the yard, a couple of leaves that I've cut off of different foliage that I've bought over the years. I've used some Fusion, Fusion All-in-One Paint Primer and Matte Finish. This one's called Matte River Rock. I know it's backwards on the screen and I apologize for that. I use that and then some E9000 glue or E6000 glue. I try to call it the wrong name every time. And a trusty glue gun. Now you can use a regular glue gun or you can use a cordless glue gun like I do. What I have done is I have painted my trays and and that one's not set yet, so it's not going to look as complete as it should. See, I don't have the patience to wait for things to dry. The E6000 is supposed to go overnight, and I did this about 30 minutes ago, so it's a little low. But I think you'll get the idea. What I did was I took 3 of these, and I'll see if I can do it this way. I put 2 against each other. Let's see if I can lean this up against myself here. And then I placed the other in front of it so that it looked like something like a pumpkin. And of course, coordination is not one of my attributes, but you'll get the idea. Okay? And then I'm going to use a piece of ribbon. I'm going to set these on the side. And we're going to pretend that mine is totally glued together. So I'm going to flip the phone down. And you won't be able to see the entire thing until we're done. But I'm going to use the stick. And I'm going to hope that my gun is still hot enough because I turned it off. And I'm just going to load up a lot of hot glue on the back of this. And no, it's not hot. Let me turn with the other hand so I can squeeze it better. I'm just going to load up a lot of glue on here. Or so I say. There it comes. It's funny how it wants to cool enough and stick when I don't want it to. But when I want it to, it doesn't set fast enough. Okay, so you can see I've got quite a bit of glue on there. And I'm going to go ahead and put some up on here. I had my husband notch this out because this particular limb that he cut from the yard was a little bit too wide or too thick. And all I'm going to do is slide it up underneath, and that's going to give me a stalk. Okay, and I think I've got it up there far enough. No, it's not long enough to go down behind the back of it, so let me do this. I'm going to add some more so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just adding a lot more to it. I'm going to go back down again and press it down and hold it for a moment while it cools. So I'm not sure if you can tell that it's starting to look a little bit like something. And then what I'm going to do is take a piece of ribbon that I've cut, and it's just a long piece of ribbon, and I'm going to make a bow out of it. Now, I am not good at tying things around and making a pretty bow, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to loop it. See how I'm just looping it around? I'm going to see how big of a bow I would want on it. And I think I want it up just a little bit bigger than that, so I'm going to make the loop a little bit larger. Get it all straight on there. Check it again. And I think that's what I want. So then I'm just going to take some scissors and cut it. so that I've just got the loop. You can see how it's just looped on top of each other. And then I used the word scrunch in something the other day, and someone made a comment about it. But, you know, I make all sorts of funny words up as I'm talking. So if you don't recognize a word, you probably won't find it in the dictionary unless it's Dale's dictionary. So what I've done is I've gotten the beginning of a bow started. And what I'm going to do is wrap the other end off. Except I'm going to flip it so that the cut side is down. And then I'm just going to tie in the middle and pull it tight. Okay. And the beauty of wired ribbon is you can move it around a little bit. Okay, I've got it centered, so I'm just going to pull it tight. And I like using my wired ribbon. I'm going to fluff out this bow, fluff up that side. Then I'm going to bend these down. Now, I don't think I'm going to want it that long, but I'm going to wait till I get some leaves glued on here, and then I'll cut the tails to where I want them. So, okay, you can see how it's starting to form a little bit here. Oh, and look at there. I did it backwards. So all I'm going to do is rotate the ribbon. You know, you don't have to be perfect to make crafts. And like I've always said, my crafts aren't perfect and neither am I, but someone loves me. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do. And I enjoy it, and it's for my satisfaction. I don't worry about others. Okay, so I've got the bow formed here. And I just want to see how I want to place some leaves. You know, do I want some leaves underneath it? Maybe on top of it? And I'm someone that likes to do things in threes. But I really think that is too much. And I'm not sure if you can tell that. I'm going to lift it just a little bit. But no, maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to take the bow off. I'm going to again use my hot glue. I'm going to put a dab here to hold that and wait for it to cool a moment. So I want to know, what all y'all do over the weekend? You know, the weather is cooling off. I was fortunate enough to make a trip to the mountains and spend some time in the town that I actually moved from, which was great. Got to see some friends. We went to a downtown where we thought we were going to just go shop, and there was actually a fall festival there, which was great because there was a lot of fun stuff to find. Okay, I'm waiting for it to cool. You know, it never cools fast enough. So if you're watching, let's see. Beth is on. Thank you, Beth, for joining. What'd you do this weekend? Did you do something fun? And I can't see the comments very well, so I apologize. Let's see what she's saying. Let me lift it up a little bit. Bring them on video. I hope it's on video. That's as close as I can get it due to the size. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put another, oops, that does not want to stay there. I'm going to put a dab of glue here. And again, you don't have to be a professional to craft. Heaven knows I would never be able to do it if it was. Ooh, that was hot. And then I'm going to stick my bow down, put some glue on top. And I'm sorry if you can't see this better. It's just due to the size and the location of my camera. I need to get a new tripod. I just haven't done that yet, but I'm thinking it may be a good investment so I can get it further away so you can see it. And then I'm going to put some glue on this stalk. And of course, I just ran out of glue on here, so let me see if I can get some glue on here and stick it up in. Nope, let me, excuse me for a quick moment while I grab another stick of glue. Okay. Well, of course, you just put a little bit on and it sticks. Okay, get that little spider leg out of the way. And I do not like that. I'm going to take that up and put it in a little bit further. There we go. Okay, I'm going to fluff up the bow as I'm holding it. And I don't know about you, but I've got glue all over my fingers. I apologize. I like to have a little bit of a ruffle as I go down. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to cut it into a V, which is like a dovetail. I just fold it in half and cut that V in it. And I need to grab my other scissors out of there. These are not my best scissors. Oh, I don't like that one. Let's go a little bit better. Grab these other scissors. I'm going to grab my stencil scissors. And you know, if you like the stencil, if you're familiar with Magnolia Design, you can actually put an initial. Use one of the stencils and just put an initial in the middle. Okay, so I've got this one. Let me go over and cut the other side, then I'll lift it up for you to see. Okay, so again, I'm just going to push down with my fingers to get a little bit of a ribbony effect. I don't know what you would call that. What would you call it? Wavy, maybe? And again, I'm just cutting it in a V, setting it to the side. And I'm going to pull this back far enough, and that's your pumpkin. So again, you're talking, what used to be $3 at the dollar store is now $3.75. But the ribbon was leftover ribbon, the leaves were left over, and the stem was from the yard. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my camera up and see if any things. I apologize. Let's see if I can rotate it here and you see it. And that's the pumpkin. So if you make one, put it in the post below in the comments. I'd love to see it. Beth, thank you for joining. Hopefully you got something out of this.